It's August 15th. We have an Aquarius super full moon in 2 days. The astrology is crazy this week. Let's talk about it. I want to give this energy update through how I'm living it. And where to begin? First of all, welcome to Highest Timeline for Earth. Here comes my dog Lulu trotting over. You may hear her snoring in the background, but it is what it is. This is what we're dealing with. I don't want to use my headphones or my microphone right now because baby's sleeping in the other room. Okay, so the energy this week is wild. And one of my favorite astrologers, her name is Sabrina. You can find her at Rewilding for Women on all social media platforms. She speaks to this energy the best, and it's always just, it speaks exactly to my soul, and it really gives me the framework for the different energies and experiences that I'm having. And basically, it's so intense, this full moon in Aquarius during Leo season, because we have a square with the sun, the moon, Uranus, the planet of awakenings and shock and awe, is also square with Lilith. So these are the four major players, and Lilith is the dark, wild, feminine. And then we also have Venus involved with Hecate, who is the queen of the witches, and then we have Jupiter and Mars. So these are the big players, and I'm just going to let you know how it's going down. So the first thing I need to bring up is this is a lot of past life clearing, karma clearing. And because Hecate, the goddess of the witches, the queen of the witches, the queen of the past, present, future, the walker of worlds, is involved with Lilith, the dark, wild, untamed, ferocious, angry, just crazy, wild, feminine. It's involved. It's giving like witch wound energy. And this means that you need to look at all of the ways that you've held your power back, held your magic back out of fear, either conscious or subconscious fear of being persecuted for unleashing your true power, magic, and light onto the world. A lot of women experience this witch wound where perhaps in a past life you were your magical self and you were killed for it, you were harmed for it, you lived in fear for it. Or in this life, just being persecuted, misunderstood, hated on for being a witchy version of yourself. And so you kind of shrink into a different version of yourself. You try to become this, cookie cutter version of yourself to fit into the world that you live in, or the family that you're born into, the society that you were born into, whatever that may be. It's all the ways that you are dimming your true power, your true magic in the world. We need to look at all of the ways that we are not living in alignment. And we have Uranus involved, who's awakening and enlightening us to the truth of our magic and of our power. This is super powerful. And it's Leo season. We just went through Lionsgate portal, which was like 3 weeks of high energy, high frequency energy, raining down, pouring down on us, blessings, upgrades, blessing upgrades. And then we had that 888 portal where you align to your true self. We're walking through the portal into our true selves. But then we were hit with that Hecate energy, who is the goddess of the witches and the crossroads, bringing up old shadows and old fears. So during Lionsgate, we had light, bright blessings, upgrades, and then right immediately afterwards, and now around this full moon, we have shadow, all of the ways that we were chained, all of the ways that we remain small, limited, hold our power back, hold our magic back, live in fear, and don't unleash our true magic onto the world. This time of our lives, it might be really heavy and challenging for you if you are not aligning to your true path. If you're living life with your head buried in the sand, this could be very challenging for you. But if you've been living consciously and you have been making these changes and living fearlessly and challenging your beliefs, challenging your limitations, breaking your limitations, this could be a very, very, very powerful and life-changing full moon. So you need to consciously work with these energies, integrate these energies, work with these shadow selves that are coming in, whether it be the dark, wild feminine, the ways that you've held back your dark, wild feminine magic. This is all about magic. Look at the ways that you have held back your magic in this lens of Lilith, the dark feminine. And then a lot of magic in the dark feminine requires purification. So this is a purifying time. My favorite astrologer, Sabrina at Rewilding, she said this moon is the most detoxifying and purifying moon spiritually, and then of course physically, emotionally. It's like it's time to get everything out, pull it up to the surface and get it out of your body, illuminate it. That's what a full moon is. It illuminates it for you. We also have the asteroid Kali who is involved. I'm sorry, you definitely can hear my dog snoring in the background, but that's Lulu and she's right by my side. So Kali is involved, this asteroid who's coming in hot to destroy the ego. So all of the shadows of the ego, all of the shadows of the chakras, all of the shadows of your past lives, this life, any wounds, any trauma that happened in this life, all of it is going to be illuminated and detoxed out of the body right now. And it's for your highest good because Mars is involved and Jupiter, they are conjunct, right? They're meeting in the sky. And Mars is all the ways that we want to ride into battle with strength, wielding our swords of devotion and take inspired action on our dreams and build our life and do it honestly with integrity and hard work, getting your hands dirty in the real world, letting the fire in your belly light your way. That is meeting with Jupiter, the planet of abundance, expansion, fun, lightheartedness. It's expanding in its most highest sense. It expands the good, right? So we have this inner calling, this soul mission, and we are using all of these energies now to tap into our wild, untamed, limitless, boundless, fearless, dark, wild goddess self. And we are letting the anger of hate's a strong word, the anger of being so horrified by the current state of the world that we find ourselves in, that you chose to incarnate into because you knew that you had what it takes to remember your divinity and to live a life of devotion to your highest calling and uplift your brothers and sisters of earth and work in harmony with Mother Nature and bring light and remembrance to this planet. It's like you have that mission, you have the drive to go for it and the clarity to go for it after this Lionsgate. But how are the ways that you're still holding yourself back from letting that rip onto the world, living your most powerful, badass, authentic, limitless, boundless self and building the life of your dreams, creating something beyond your wildest dreams, creating whatever it is that you think that pops into your mind or your awareness or your deepest desires, your deepest wants? Whatever the picture for your dream life is, how are you being held back from that because of your old shadows that need to come up to the surface? And a lot of these might be this witch wound or the suppression of the dark, wild feminine. So that's what Lilith is bringing to the table. And then, of course, Aquarius himself, the Aquarius full moon himself in our moon herself, is showing us this illumination for great awakenings, great up-leveling, and upheaval in a good way, shock and awe in a good way, to upgrade us collectively and personally in your hero's journey. This is an upgrade. This is a dimensional shift. This is the moment where your life changes. This is where you solidify the timeline. This is when you walk through the gates of your deepest desire of making this world and collective a better place. So because there's so much going on, I just got real serious. I'm literally walking around my house right now just like so in the zone, just talking, letting it flow as I am moving my body and embodying the words that I'm saying myself, speaking it out loud myself. This may be a time where you want to pull into yourself, maybe not go out this weekend and, spend time alone, spend time journaling. Maybe, personally for me, after baby goes to sleep, I'm going to take a puff of my herbal J with just a sprinkle of Mary J, and one puff is all mama needs. And then I'll go dance in my backyard under the stars, under the moon, hop in the bath, connect to my higher self, and receive these downloads. You need to have a time to reboot. And what my girl Sabrina says, great analogy, she's like, it's like when you upgrade your phone, you have to, a software upgrade, you have to turn off your phone so that it can accept these upgrades. And then you turn it on and you've got something completely new. This is what the energy is giving around this full moon. It's like you need to accept and download and receive these awakenings, these insights, these upgrades, and you may need to unplug and just, do whatever self-care you need to during this time and just be around people that make you feel so good. And you need to bring in so much self-love, compassion, lightheartedness as much as you possibly can while traversing these dark energies of your deepest wounds, your deepest shadow witch wounds, the dark feminine wounds, things that may have hurt you deeply in your past lives, any deep grief that you still carry in your heart. You need to look at all of that and you need to feel it and you need to get it out. So you may need to pause and unplug, and you need to shower yourself with as much self-love as you possibly can. Open up your heart chakra and just pour the love in. Know that you are a cherished child of the cosmos. You have your angels by your side. You have your guides by your side. You just have to quiet the mind, open up the third eye. Don't doubt yourself. Don't have any self-doubt. Connect to your guides. Ask for messages. And don't doubt what comes through. Trust that what's coming through is real. It's happening. You are connecting to your higher self. You are receiving messages from your guides. They've been dying to connect with you. They want to connect with you. Lean on your spirit team and your real life soul family and the love in your heart and your pets and Mother Nature and the warm summer days to really guide and support and nourish you during this time. And then, of course, because it's like this deep spiritual detoxing time, your body may be going through a detox. So eat super clean. Like, I know me personally, all of a sudden I woke up and I was like, boom, I am not going to eat that stuff anymore. And I'm going to get back to my routine. Hot lemon water in the morning, moringa, all of the greens, all of the juicy fruits. Like, we're back. I cannot get away with, doing and eating things that I know are not aligned with my highest good anymore. I know how incredible I feel when I eat super clean and mostly vegan, vegetarian. And that's exactly what I want to get back to, because my physical body needs to hold that energetic space and capacity for my upgrade. So for me personally, I just got my moon blood, my menstrual cycle, my period is back after 2 years. So 2 years ago in August 2022, I got pregnant for the very first time. And I was pregnant for 3 months, and then I had a miscarriage. And it was a dark night of the soul. I bled for 33 days. And it was the most initiating time of my entire life. And then the next cycle, I got pregnant again. And then I was pregnant for the second time, carried full term, my precious baby girl, gave birth to her, no medication, pushed her out, crazy, another initiation into motherhood. Now my precious child is 10 months old and she has just started weaning herself. She doesn't want to breastfeed during the day. It's been like this for about a month or two. My milk supply's massively gone down. And then during the 888 portal, I knew my period was coming back. And then boom, a few days later, right when Hecate, the goddess of the witches, gets involved, my blood comes. And I welcomed her with open arms like an old friend, because I'm embodying the archetypes as they arise for me, right? I had just been in the mother archetype, the goddess Hathor, the cow goddess, breastfeeding, mother, energy, 100%. Like everything else in my life could wait. The only thing I had to do was take care of my precious baby and breastfeed her, nourish her, nurture her, make her happy, make her laugh and smile every single day with as little tears as we could possibly do. And then we're just in a different season of life now. Things are changing, and now my cyclical, wild nature is back. I bleed now again as the crone. I'm connected to my powerful, wild, wise Lilith and Hecate self, my wild, wise woman. My ancient witchy ass self, like she's back. This is my cyclical nature. She's back right now, right around the full moon. I'm a red witch. I bleed at the full moon because I have this inner world that's so potent and so powerful that it will positively impact the collective when I am as introspective and as self-aware of the energies that are moving within me and around me. That is how I will have the biggest impact on the collective. I'm a red moon bleeder witch. So all of this is going on while I'm involved with an independent publishing house named Rada Publishing House. I connected with Rada a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago, actually. And she's incredible. We clicked right away. We have a project coming up soon. I've been working, I've been interviewing her authors and her poets for her publishing house. I've worked on a collaborative poetry book with her, and I got connected to Maya the shaman, who is actually her mother. And she is one of the most incredible people I have ever encountered in my life. I have interviewed her. I have one of the interviews up on my podcast now. I believe it's episode 7. And she is a galactic Lemurian shaman, and she just wrote this book called The Infinite Cosmic Record, Sacred Doorways to Healing and Remembering, where she has this Lemurian light code healing modality that clears all of your chakras, and then she brings you on this guided journey to a hallway with all of these doors that appear. And after, you've set your intention for the session, then as you open these doors, your higher self and your angels and your guides show you exactly what you need to know in that moment that's going to help you with your journey. So I had my session with her today, this morning. And right during this time when the energy of the astrology is giving past life healing, past life cleansing, witch wounds, you got to look at the witch wounds, the dark, wild feminine, you got to look at that. And then, of course, during my session, it was just illuminating. It's hard to put into words. I'm working on putting it into words. I'm going to make a whole podcast episode about it. Afterwards, luckily my baby was napping. It was perfect timing. I got to open my computer and write everything that I experienced, which is actually going to be in the second volume of her book coming out soon, I guess. I hope. And it was just absolutely incredible. The first door that I opened, I saw myself in a past life where I was quite literally a knight in shining armor. And I was like, that man is so handsome. I was like, I know him. I've had dreams of him. I've seen his face. And when I was younger, my teen years and my early 20s, I used to think that guy, that man, must have been my soulmate. And I was just waiting and longing and hoping to meet him my whole life. And I was making up all of these spiritual, when I was deep in my spiritual journey, sometimes I would get deep into this almost spiritual psychosis where I would believe that this man I had to meet, I was going to meet him soon. He was going to be my husband, the father of my children, and I was going to meet him soon, and I know what he looks like. And then I never met him. And then I met my now husband, and him and I clicked right away. Unlike anyone I've ever met in my entire life, we had this whirlwind, this beautiful journey together. We knew that we're supposed to be together. And then, early in our relationship, I told him about this feeling I've always had, this longing, and I described this man that I see. And he says to me, "You're chasing a ghost." And those words just hit me so deep. This is why he's my husband. He just keeps it so real. And he just sees me and he knows me so well. And anyway, him and I open up my heart to him, and I let down my walls, and we have a beautiful life together. And then in my past life reading, I see this man. I understood in that moment, boom, it hit me like a ton of bricks. The tears start flowing. I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, the person I've been waiting for, the man I've been waiting for is me. I've been longing for me. This version of myself in these medieval times, that is my epitome of my divine masculine self, the divine masculine parts that I long for in another person. I was actually longing for them to be awakened inside of me. And so I integrated this part of myself. I embodied this person, this man, me in my past life. I, felt what it was like to be him, to be me. On my horse, my white horse with the long, long hair that was braided. It was just so epic, and it was so powerful for me to integrate these two energies, divine masculine, divine feminine, within me. And anyway, I'll stop there. But then the second door I opened, I think I'll wait to share that experience, but it just affirmed my higher path, my higher calling in life, is that I am a ley line hunter, a vortex hunter, that I will follow and ignite the crystalline grid of the earth and earth's vortexes, that I have these gifts, and that I am a vessel for unlocking and activating the energy at these portals, at these ley lines. And again, I was shown a map, the same map that I was shown 2 years ago in Joshua Tree when I had the best time of my life with my homies, eating mushrooms at Joshua Tree. Same experience where I was given this map. And then this journey again just reaffirmed what I already know in my heart about my greater soul purpose in life. And then it's shattering my limits that I have around this grand vision. And something else that came out of the session that my shaman notes is, every time I opened the door, I would almost hesitate and wonder, oh, am I really in a deep meditation, or is my mind like making this up? Like, am I just imagining this? And I would hold myself back from sharing what I was seeing with her, because I had to make sure, like, oh wait, is this really what's beyond the door? Or is Lisa, me, ego self, like creating this? She's like, why? You had so much self-doubt that you had to work through and shatter. That's a blockage in the third eye. And then she's like, once you gave in and said, oh, the night is me, like once I accepted and surrendered what I was seeing, boom, that's when the tears welled up inside of me. That's where the deep healing takes place. The deep integration took place. In both doors, I had the same experience where I was doubting it at first. And then once I had, oh, that's it, boom, it hits me right in the heart. Tears fly, my heart, my whole body's tingling. This is where the deep integration and healing takes place. This is how you then integrate that experience. You create these new energetic pathways, and it's going to shatter the shackles that I've held myself in, and just help me move forth in my own path with this fire, wielding the sword like this big, beautiful knight. I'm like, oh, that's why I'm obsessed with sword fighting. And then I saw these beings in the second door, and I can't wait to draw them and just share this with the world and see if anyone else has had similar experiences. But anyway, the whole point is that I'm obsessed with astrology because it is this matter, this map, this pattern that is this grander story at play. And it's the cosmos conspiring to help you get to your best self. That's what this is all about. That's what these full moons and the new moons and the cycles of the goddess of your menstrual cycle are all about. It's like being born and dying, rebirthing like the phoenix into your higher self, or like a Pokemon, you're evolving into the bigger, better version. Like that's what is going on in the cosmos, as above, so below. So what's going on in your own life. And then this is just a way to put the words to it and create the picture to help you understand what's arising within you in this moment and what's reflecting in your outer reality. And when you consciously harness these energies, This is where the real magic happens, and you're riding the waves of life. You're no longer being pummeled. Your head's not in the sand, but you're the co-creator, and you have divine will. You now wield the sword. You have the whole force of the entire universe behind you. You hear your guides. Oh, that's another thing is the night before, so last night before I had my Infinite Cosmic Records session, I knew that I really needed a deep, deep meditation while I was bleeding. So right when baby goes to sleep, I'm in the bathtub, surrounded by roses and salt, and I just allow myself to go completely deep as the crone, as the wild wise woman, as Hecate, as Lilith. And I come into this deep state of meditation, and I declare right then and there that I release all vows to anyone and to anything in this life and in all of my past lives. I release any declarations to anyone and to anything. I was declaring this out loud, seeing myself unleashing all of my energy portals, like throughout time, throughout every single one of my past lives, throughout every experience, throughout every country I've ever been, all over the world, every city I've ever been to. Call back my energy, release any vows or any commitments to anyone and to anything. And then I say, except for my family. And I see all of my energy coming back to myself, and I see my chains being broken, and I finally see myself free to call back all of my energy into this now moment. And boom, I instantly connect with who I know now to be my guide. I think I'm going to save talking about this in detail. But I had this deep connection, and I realized that the last time I consciously spoke with this God was back in 2021 on my birthday in Hawaii, under the stars, by myself, in the middle of the night. I've never seen the stars like that in my entire life. I saw the energetic Christ consciousness grid of the earth, and I connected with this one guide. And boom, last night I had this connection again, this conscious connection again. And I'm realizing, all you have to do is ask. I say, what should I do? What should I do next? And then what pops into my awareness is guided meditations. And I was like laughing. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I love doing guided meditations. And that's what I should be focusing on now, is using my podcast. Maybe every other one will be a guided meditation to help activate these energies. And I can kind of guide you through these energies without me needing to explain everything going on word for word, like based in the astrology or based in my own experiences. I'll have it be embodied in an activation journey guided meditation. Then we take it a step further, and then the creative juices start flowing. I'm like, boom, then I'll take parts of that, and then Nathan and I will make music together. He'll produce it, and I'll speak it, and then this is going to be my DJ name, and we're going to travel the world and dance all over the world and play the music, just like our, these visions I've had of when I first met Nathan. He's this beautiful musician. That's what I love about him so much, and I've seen these like visions of us playing music and dancing all over the world with our family, and we've been doing this. We've done this. We dance. Everywhere we go, we dance. And music is our lives, and we want to be these beautiful, bright lights for everyone that comes across us. We want to give everyone hope. We want to give everyone positivity. That's our goal in life, is to make everyone around us better and happier just by us being ourselves, our best selves. And so I've seen this like highest timeline of doing exactly that, traveling the world with our family, lighting up and activating all the pyramids of earth while we dance all over the world, our high vibration, amazing, beautiful disco boogie, electronic, beautiful, meditative, solfeggio beats. Like, it's gonna be sick. I've seen it. And then Maya, I was telling her, all about where I'm at right now, and she said it. She's like, sounds like you two are in between timelines. And that's exactly what this is. That's what this Lionsgate portal is. That's what this full moon is. It's like, boom, if you want to change your life, then do it. Now's the time. But don't be afraid. And you can't shy away from these dark energies within, these dark shadows within. This is where the real gift lies. So whatever is coming up in your world, embrace it wholeheartedly. rock on. This is such an amazing time to be alive. Thank you for being yourself, for letting your light shine, for doing things that light you up, that give you life, living in devotion to your highest calling, and supporting people, companies that are working towards the betterment of humanity, and being nice to every single person that you meet. And when you wake up in the morning, declare a day of heaven on earth for you and for every single person that you come across. Keep doing these things. It matters. You matter. Everything that you do affects the entire collective. Never forget that. By you lighting up your own candle, you're able to then light thousands of candles, and the life of your candle will not be shortened. You can light up the freaking world. So let it rip, baby.